had I known art therapy helps, and had I known of the many tips that I learned far too late.
That actually kept me going, because for the first time I find there's a purpose.
Today, our Hong Kong Foundation, we launch our first policy recommendation paper that acknowledges the social medical benefits of arts participation for all people and the efficacy of arts therapy as a form of treatment.
Me being an artist, it all started because I was very ill. And the doctor told me, because I have this rare disease, that there is no real treatment. Still remember, after my third surgeries, the doctor told me that, well, you know, this thing might go on forever, and very likely you're going to lose all your kidneys, and you're going to be in dialysis for the rest of your life. And I was only 20 years old, so I was really not looking forward to life, basically. That actually kept me going, because for the first time I find there's a purpose.
As you know, Professor Goh is the face of Alzheimer's disease in Hong Kong. That's a very nasty disease, and it robs a person of all knowledge very, very slowly. So what can we do to brighten his day? Art therapy is an activity that has many advantages for people. It's an exercise to rehold a brush, to socialize if you are practicing art with a group, to be creative if you still have creativity left in you, to use the brain, and we can bring that joy back into everyone's life. And we hope it brings, and it does bring, joy back to Professor Cole's life. If the patient's happy, the caregiver has less stress.
And art therapy is not only helpful for students with autism, it is also helpful for students with hyperactivity disorder, attention deficits, students with specific learning difficulties, and also students with intellectual disabilities. There are about more than 30,000 of students having these types of problems in Hong Kong in our mainstream primary school and also secondary schools. So we need the government and also the hospital authority to include art therapists into our healthcare system and also social care system. Our chief executive, Mrs. Carrie Lam, she has announced a new fund called Arts Development Funds for Persons with Disabilities. So it is announced last year in her policy agenda. And it is definitely a very good beginning.
The research that we produce shows that it works. It shows that it has cost-saving benefit, potentially for the National Health Service, understand in terms of depression, anxiety, well-being and social inclusion, see statistically significant improvements for the 70+% of people on those courses.
More practical, I suppose, is the social and civic partnerships that are necessary to make this. And I think this is really interesting, what Hong Kong is doing here.
I think in recent years, we've been trying to advocate to say using art as a conduit to help us tackle metropolitan social issues. We are even already talking to hospital authority on the upcoming children's hospital, whether we can even do some renovation to some wards or bring in artist groups to start already some of these therapeutic actions.
And as you know, from a policy perspective, each of these areas are sort of governed by different bureaus. From outside observation, it seems to be pretty difficult to get bureaus to work together. Is it true?
You're absolutely correct. I mean, it's very fragmented. When we're talking about art as a therapy, it cut across from HA, Hospital Authority, to Social Welfare, HAB, because arts is under HAB, and of course then we look at the funders. We need to break that silo and start to look at things in a totality. This report I can bring to their attention.
Thank you.
No guarantee that we get the result you want, but at least I think, I'm obviously, like you said, I'm passionate enough to defend for this importance.